Takeaways from closing arguments in the Donald Trump hush money trial. The closing arguments in the Donald Trump hush money trial have concluded, and now it is up to the jury to deliberate and come to a decision. The trial, which has been closely watched by the public and the media, centers around payments made by former President Trump to two women who claim to have had affairs with him. The prosecution argues that the payments were illegal campaign contributions, while the defense maintains that they were personal expenses. As the trial reaches its conclusion, there are several key takeaways from the closing arguments that may impact the outcome of the case. First and foremost, the prosecution emphasized the importance of following the law. They argued that the payments made by Trump to the two women were illegal campaign contributions, as they were made in order to silence them and prevent their allegations from damaging his chances in the 2016 election. The prosecution presented evidence showing that Trump directed his former lawyer, Michael Cohen, to make the payments using a complex scheme involving shell companies and fake invoices. They also highlighted Trump's own statements in which he denied knowledge of the payments, only to later admit to them. On the other hand, the defense argued that the payments were not campaign contributions, but rather personal expenses incurred by Trump to protect his personal reputation and family. They pointed to the fact that the payments were made from Trump's personal funds, and not from his campaign account. The defense also sought to discredit Cohen, who has pleaded guilty to charges related to the payments and is cooperating with prosecutors, by portraying him as a liar and opportunist. Another key takeaway from the closing arguments is the importance of credibility. Both sides sought to undermine the credibility of the other party and their witnesses. The prosecution painted Trump as a dishonest and corrupt politician who was willing to break the law in order to win an election. They argued that his denials of knowledge of the payments were false, and that he had a history of making false statements. The defense, on the other hand, sought to portray Cohen as an unreliable witness who was only testifying in order to save himself from a lengthy prison sentence. One of the most dramatic moments in the closing arguments came when the prosecution played a recording of a conversation between Trump and Cohen, in which they discussed the payments to the women. In the recording, Trump can be heard instructing Cohen to make it go away and to handle the payments with cash. This evidence could prove crucial in swaying the jury towards a conviction. Overall, the closing arguments in the Donald Trump hush money trial have provided a clear picture of the case against the former president. The prosecution has presented a compelling argument that the payments were illegal campaign contributions, while the defense has sought to create doubt and cast suspicion on the credibility of the prosecution's witnesses. As the jury deliberates and reaches a verdict, the outcome of the trial will have significant implications for Trump and his future political ambitions.